Bruh. It's good. Okay, nice. Does this work? Let me do a quick test. What do you want here? Only 2 of them popped up. That's weird. Okay, well. Seems to be working fine. Oh no, there's a third one. Okay. Good. Yo, what's up, SSB? How's it going, Doug? Just checking all my settings, making sure everything's good. Yeah, the club was popping, yeah, dude. Yeah, man, what an ordeal it's been, hasn't it? Fuck, man. Lot to talk about, lots to get into. A lot has happened over the weekend, man. A lot has happened. You don't get the hate? For whom? For like Andrew Tate, or for like people in general that were there? All these guys do the same thing? Wait, what do you mean? Yo, what's wrong with going to the club with your boys? That's what I'm saying. Are we not allowed to have fun anymore in the Big 26? Is having fun banned? That's what it seems like. Jews are canceling having fun? That's crazy. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But what's going on with my browser? My browser's like freezing. Is it X doing that? What's going on with Brave browser? It's been fucking up recently. What the hell? Open. There we go. It's mostly basement dwellers and X going at the squad. Well, dude, they like Stinko got a call from, I guess, one of his like friends that, and he said you're essentially banned from all of the Jewish-owned clubs and like restaurants in Miami. That's crazy, man. Over a song, what? It's just a silly little song. What's the big deal? But what's crazy, man, is did you see Andrew Tate today? Bro folded like a lawn chair. Let me see if I can find the clips. Here. One moment. I wouldn't recommend going on PBD for anybody. Podcast is full of snakes. It's just like, dude, PBD like just has a way of just like making everything he says sound retarded. Like the dude is like so inarticulate. But here, let's watch this clip.
I think the Gaza situation was putting a huge spotlight on Israel. That seems to have died down now. The flotilla's gone and the bombing has stopped. That's a big part of it. But I do believe there is a huge percentage of the young male population which are so disenfranchised with the system that they're looking for somebody to blame. If you want to get someone on here to discuss whether the Israelis or the Jews are actually to blame, well, that's going to be Nick, because I believe he's more qualified than I. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that young men are waking up in a world where they stand no chance of having any of the things their fathers had. They're never going to have a wife who respects them and loves them because their wife's on TikTok and believes she deserves a G-Wagon full of roses. And they believe they need a Lambo at 19. And nobody wants to work a job because jobs don't pay. And nobody wants to go to school because a degree isn't going to pay. And nobody can save up to buy a house because you can no longer compound your work in dollars. You can't go to work, do an hour's work, put it in the bank, do another hour's work, put it in the bank, and save up to buy a house because you're being outpaced by inflation, money printing, all these wars, all this Somali fraud, taxes. You're being outpaced. You can't even save money anymore. So when young men are waking up in a world where their only chance to possibly get rich is effectively gamble on crypto, literally gamble, they're sitting here going, well, this system's broken. Who's behind this system? Why am I living in such a broken system? And there is a theory, and there's many theories as to who's in charge of the world or who built this system or why the system's so broken. There is a theory that it's the Jews. That's why anti-Semitism is going to continue no matter what Israel does, whether they stop the bombing or not, whether the Jews come on the news and shut this song down or not, whether they try and ostracize anyone who talks about them or not. None of that's going to change anything as long as you have a huge percentage of young men who stand no hope in life. Because when you've always, in any point in human history, when you find a large subset of the young masculine population that have no hope, it's going to be a revolution. They're looking for somebody to blame, and they're going to do something. They're going to become radicalized.
This is just such dog shit, man. It's like such misdirection. How is he? Look at how he's framing it. Like, oh, young men that are just, they're broke, looking for somebody to scapegoat, like as if there isn't very tangible evidence of a Jewish cabal. It's just, dude, enough of this. He sounds indistinguishable from Ben Shapiro, man. Dancing on the fence. You couldn't watch this bald fraud, bruh.
That happens absolutely everywhere. So if you'd ask me, where are we in the Israel conversation?
Happens everywhere, and they all just find the same scapegoat time and time again throughout history. It's always just whatever it is, it's something in the water, I guess. They just decide to blame Shlomo for all of their problems. It's like, dude, are we serious right now?
I don't think
we're so far past this, man. We are so far past this. It's insane. You want a detailed breakdown? Just watch Nick's show, man. Everyone's talking about it now. This is like
what Israel,
dude, he's really trying to stay out of prison, dude.
Does, or BB, what he says, or what Trump says. I don't think any of that matters. When you have all these men out here who have no hope of building a good life, they're going to find somebody to blame for it, whether it's immigrants. That's what it is in European countries. What would,
bro? This is painful, man. Fucking painful.
When I watched the video, Andrew, with you and them,
let's find it. Yeah, here, dude. Here he backtracks on the whole nightclub fiasco. Wait till GI Project comes. Dude.
I didn't play it. I didn't ask him to play it. I didn't dance. I didn't sing. In
Bro.
fact, the only time you see me on there is me storming out of the bus, saying this is ridiculous and leaving. But I
Really?
know why it was played. It was played because of this. It was played because it gets traction in a world where everybody is bored of everything all of the time. And that's why these young
Bro.
people are encouraged constantly to try and do the most shocking thing possible. You see this not just with this song, you see this on all their streams. They're running people over and doing retarded shit constantly. So I'm not here to make excuses for myself. I'm not here to say it wasn't me. I'm not here to, you know, blame someone else. But it is kind of ridiculous. It does feel a bit unfair that I'm standing in a nightclub. A song comes on that I did not request. A song comes on that I do not dance to. I do not repeat the lyrics to. I just stand there. And then they want to attribute somehow the song playing to me and it all being my fault. I didn't.
Bro, do you remember when like Andrew Tate was throwing up Romans and saying like we got to bring the Nazi salute back? And people were playing this clip from earlier, where here he is listening to, we'll just say the Yay song in his Bugatti. Bro, he sold his homies out, man. He threw him under the fucking bus. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Imagine folding to Patrick Bet-David and Adam Sosnick. Literally zero pressure. Zero fucking pressure, man. Dude. That's crazy. The disloyalty is crazy, man. Just stand on fucking business. Just stand on fucking business. Apologize for nothing, but who knows what kind of deal he cut with, you know, I suspect somebody in the Trump administration to stay out of prison. Dude, shameful. Fucking shameful. Dude. But whatever, man. Do whatever you gotta do to stay out of prison. Whatever. I guess I get it. And you are not top G. You are not top. Like, at this point, dude, like, just. Why even bother? You know, Adam is a moron. He has proof money doesn't you smart. Yeah, look, there's a lot of dumb people that have money, man, that are just connected or. Yeah, like, it helps to be smart, but it's not the only attribute that matters. Dude, like, why not just sail off into the sunset? Like, why? Okay, you stay out of prison, you come back to America, great. Just sail off into the fucking sunset with all of your money. Just like, why even bother? Why even bother tarnishing your reputation like that? Tate was in the Sprinter singing. Yeah, it didn't sound like he was, or it didn't look like he was so against it. Dude, I think they were playing it in his crib before they went to the club. They were playing it at the party. This and his boxing match are all part of the humiliation ritual. Next, he will be in a dress. I don't know. I don't know if I go that far. Like, the boxing match, I think he just fucking lost. To be honest, I don't think there's anything more nefarious about it. But it's just like, bro, you cut a deal. Like, how do you not, seriously, knowing that there needs to be like some like self-reflection, like, surely, like, you like evaluate your situation and how you feel about the consequences that you personally are facing if you, like, you know, say certain things. Whatever deal he cut, he knows. Why would you even risk it at that point? Like, I don't think anyone would really like fault him if he just bowed out, you know, months ago. If he just like faded from the public spotlight and just said, I'm good. I've got my Bugattis. I got my compound. I got my boys with me. would anybody like really give him shit after like, okay, he talked about the Matrix, but now it's like, at least at that point in time, you could argue he like never folded, he never capitulated, but now it's all gone. It's like his whole legacy's cooked. His whole legacy's cooked. The Jews get a little upset at him because he's you know, part of this crew that's playing a fucking song in a nightclub, a silly little song, a silly, fun little goofy song. It's not that serious. And he folds and he's selling everybody out, distancing himself. It's like, okay, man, like that's up. His own like fan base is cooking him. His own fucking fan base is cooking him. Like, hey, what's up? Isn't this you? They're like, isn't this you? Isn't this you out here? This was like what? This was last year. Clips of him throwing up Romans like this one.
My heart goes out to all of you. You know, I'm kind of thinking we should bring the Nazi salute back.
What happened to this? What happened to that? What happened to that, Andrew Tate? Man.
You know, I'm kind of thinking we should bring the Nazi salute back. Because the people we've been arguing with for the last 4 years have no interest in objective truth. Hail SpaceX!
Bro, it's all fun and games until you get pressed on Patrick Bet-David. Until you get pressed by Adam Sosnick. I'm sure his lawyer probably wasn't too happy about all of this. Because there was his lawyer put out a statement representing him. I think here. Where is it? I can find it. But essentially, this message said that neither Andrew nor Tristan Tate approve of anti-Semitism. Dude, you hate to see it. You fucking hate to see it. So, here we are, dude. Here we are. So, it's just been this whole debacle. This whole ordeal. I don't know if you guys... and it's Florida too. Like, I think this also happened over the weekend. That one woman that got approached by police in Florida for some post she made on Facebook or whatever, criticizing Israel. Let me see if I can find it. Or maybe, do I have it bookmarked? Yeah, here it is.
Picture to make sure it's you. We're not sure.
Okay.
Is that your account?
I refuse to answer questions without my lawyer present. So I really don't know how to answer that question
Okay.
either
Well,
way.
like I said, you're not
This
going
is
to
freedom
jail.
of speech. This is America, right?
And
A
I-
veteran.
Correct.
And I agree with you 100%.
Okay. All
We're
right.
just trying to see if it's you, because if we're not talking to the right person, we want to go see who the right person
Okay,
is.
how can I help you?
So pretty much it's just a statement that was made as far as,
Verbatim, it says the guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians tried to shut down a theater
Bro, look at these fucking goobers, man.
for showing a movie that hurt his feelings and refuses to stand up for
Dude, if you're... Fuck, man. Ah, man.
the community in any way. Even leaves the room when they vote and on related matters. Wants you to know that you're all welcome. Clown face, clown face, clown face. 3 days ago.
So you don't know if it was you?
I'm not going to answer whether that's me or not.
Okay.
The concerning part, and not concerning for the person who's posting it, what we're just trying to prevent is somebody else getting agitated or agreeing.
Anybody know what happens if you just say your account got hacked? What if you just say, "Ah, no, my account got hacked. That wasn't me." I don't. Any lawyers? Any liars? Just gaslit everybody. Nah, that wasn't me. No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I didn't say that.
Statement. We're not saying it's true or not.
Understood.
That guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians, that can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about. And we wanted to get your side if it was you that posted that.
Yeah, man. This is how it starts, man. Just talks. They just want to talk. They just want to talk. That's how it started in the UK. How it started in Germany. I mean, this is outrageous. But you know who you can really thank for this? Ham Bondi. She put the anti-Semitism laws before she became AG. So, thanks, Pam Bondi. Really, really doing the most. Really doing the most for our country. Fucking cooked. But so you saw me in a commercial? What? I haven't done any commercial. What are you talking about? I was in a commercial. I've done 0 commercials in my life. Oh fuck. Wasn't me. I don't know who you saw, but it wasn't me. Dude, honestly though, W Sneeko, man. I've been critical of Sneeko in the past, but Leo's money logic? What? Look it up. Is it on YouTube? There's no fucking way. What is that? Oh, okay. Alright, dude. Okay, bro. Alright. Okay, dude. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. Good one. Okay. Okay. You got me. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Clear access banking account with no overdraft fees and tools to track spending. He's learning, Mom, at his own Leo pace. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Great. Okay. Thanks. Thanks. I look nothing like this guy. I look nothing like this four-eyed freak. This four-eyed freak.
So she helped him open a Wells Fargo clear.
I don't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. That's crazy. That's crazy. Doing me dirty, like hoeing me right now. That's fucking wild. Younger long lost brother. That's wild. That's crazy. Take that back. Say psych right now. Say psych right now. W Sneeko though, honestly. We give Sneeko a lot of shit, but he's really come through. He's really come through the last few days. Standing on fucking business. Defending his friends, not apologizing, you know, call it character development. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy? My, how the turntables, huh? My, how the turntables. Who'd have thought? Andrew Tate, Sneeko's idol. He idolized him. The one who influenced him to become Muslim in the first place. He's the one pussing out in Sneeko. With the beef and everything. Is the one that's coming through. New top G alert. New top G alert. It's worth a laugh. Yeah, thanks. Ah, shit. Yeah. See the Brett Cooper reaction to this? Yeah, she took the side of Sneeko and Clap, right? Said they have aura. So true, Brett. So true. Basic white bitch. The BBB. Right. Basic bitch. Based. Yeah. Yeah, dude, look, real recognizes real. And I've, look, like I said, I've been very critical of Sneeko before, but he's come through. The W. Just as much as we have shit on Sneeko in the past, we gotta give him praises. Just as energetically, just as enthusiastically. That's how we do things, you know? People do things you don't like, give them shit. You know, people do things you like, you shower them with praise. Because it's tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's not like an easy battle. It's a lot of pressure. You know, you would have hoped that like the Tates doing what they do, being who they are, would have been you know, more resilient to this. No, it's tough. It's not easy when the whole fucking, you know, the whole system is coming down on you like that, but Look, we have so many like data point. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Ugh, disgusting. Brett just looks too much like Ben Shapiro. If Shapiro didn't exist, you would get rated higher. That is true. It is kind of crazy. Can you imagine you're hitting it from the back and she looks back and says, absolutely morally idiotic. Imagine. I would gladly waive the Born in America prerequisite for Bibi Netanyahu. Imagine. You bust immediately. Oh, that's crazy.
People laughing and celebrating Heil Hitler and Adolf Hitler. I cannot believe we're even seeing this and witnessing in Miami.
Yeah, dude, how is Andrew Tate commenting totally true in response to Chief Trumpster, who said, I love how playing a song at a nightclub is making international news. No whining about ghetto rap, talking about killing, drugs, gangs, etc. That's fine, but a Ye song hit the ADL on the phone. Complete overreaction. How can you say totally true when literally you just distanced yourself from this whole ordeal and threw Sneeko under the bus, threw all these people under the bus? Oh, I wanted nothing to do with it. I said, this is ridiculous as I got off the bus. It's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? This is a full-blown Matrix attack. Aren't you supposed to, like, saddle up with your boys? Pause. But aren't you supposed to, like, defend your boys? Don't you, like... It's clearly a bad faith, unfair attack. You not see what's going on here? You can't play both sides, man. It doesn't work that way. It's like... Like, bro's acting like we don't have the receipts. What's going on here? TikTok, although, was much more on Nick Sneeko Clav side compared to X. Dude, a lot of people crashing out on this have no emotion, and like they have like, it's just insane to me. Like all of these like anonymous Twitter fake sellers with their opinions, you know, sensitive young fascist and shit, with their non-existent following, criticizing Nick, who has all the motion. He's going on all these podcasts. His ideas are going mainstream. He's clearly the most articulate, has the best takes, the best analysis, a great representation of what we're trying to accomplish here. You know, has a whole movement behind him that wouldn't exist without him. And you get these people that are like ankle biting. Ah, look, it's a gay Mexican fed with a bunch of Muslims and black people. It's like, okay, where's your America First movement? Because, dude, straight up, unironically, like, some of the realest people are not white. Some of the realest people that are like pushing the needle forward, pushing the envelope, spreading the message, straight up are not white. And you're gonna find disagreements. You're gonna have friction, you know, identitarian friction between people. That's a given. But don't purity spiral. Like, look at how people are directionally aligned. In like, what world are these fucking people living in? It's like, yeah, like, here's Nick, a guy with like, you know, fair skin, green eyes. He's Mexican. It's like, okay, well, wake me up when the 6'5" Germanic Giga Chad with blonde hair, blue eyes. Wake me up when he starts his America First movement and is making waves. Wake me, like, these fucking people are losers that are addicted to losing. Crazy. Yo, what's up, Luis? How's it going? What's up, Hippo, too? Yeah, it's been a minute since I've gone live, but you know, and I was debating whether I was gonna go live tonight because I'm like, dude, I am so fucking tired. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm exhausted right now. And I'm like, you know what? We gotta grind. We gotta grind. Some model on Twitter was saying this club owner is a trafficker. What does that have to do with anything? That's like, what? Look, I know nothing about that, but like, you know, what does that really imply? Like, that's like a complete non sequitur. What's the implication that like Clav, Sneeko, Nick, Myron, etc., they're all like by association somehow part of a trafficking ring because they went to somebody's nightclub? Whatever. What's up, Walker? How's it going, dog? Did the commies get smelly balls? He was wearing camo near a demo. Haven't seen him. I don't know. Yeah, usually he's like the first one in. I don't know. Maybe he's busy. You know, I've been busy the past few days. I was gonna go live 2 nights ago. Straight up, I had everything set up, about to go live. I look over, I check kick. Oh, what's up, Mr. Forge? How's it going? Oh, well, no, you've been here. Sorry. You're making that. Usually you make the face when you come in. But, you know, I check kick and I see Clav is live again with Nick and Sneak. I'm like, fuck, okay, we got more content. So I didn't go live that night. But that got cut short because they got stream sniped. They were trying to, you know, sit down at a restaurant and some stream sniper with, like, recording glasses came up and was being real weird. And so they left and cut the stream because the security was lacking. Kind of scary, man. Kind of, you know, not good. Kind of, you know, we can't forget that people have tried to kill Nick in the past, you know? And if we've learned anything from Charlie Kirk and all of this madness in Minnesota and just the general state of the country, it's like, yeah, you know, the tension, the heat is really cranking up right now. It's not. So I agree. I think for the foreseeable future, like, I think AFPAC, Fuentes rallies are just not good ideas. And I don't think they're really necessary right now either. As far as like getting the message out. I know it's like a good like networking opportunity. It's obviously galvanizes all the AFers out there, but it's just such a big security risk. You know, between the doxing, between let's get all of the like most prominent dissident right-wingers in one spot. That's probably not a great idea. It sucks that that's the way that it is, but anyway. No, what she was saying is the club owner is not a good person, that there's a lot of stuff in the Miami scene that goes on which gets slid under the rug. Oh, well, I'm sure, yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff going on in Miami. I mean, it's a big city. There's the history of crime there. Even going back to like the 70s and 80s with like the cocaine explosion. So it wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know. I'm ignorant on that subject. Admittedly, I have a strep throat and it sucks. To be thankful you don't have it. Dude, I feel like shit today. I was so fucking tired all day. I had like 3 cups of coffee and a Coke, and I'm like still just a zombie. I feel like I never woke up, you know? I don't know what's going on. Maybe something's going around or something, but I don't feel sick. I'm just exhausted. Not enough sleep. I don't know what the deal is. You have no idea how to solve Minnesota tactical nukes. Now, Minnesota is pretty straightforward. You just have to send in overwhelming force and, you know, a very firm display of force. That's literally it. Send in 50,000 National Guard plus the military, and just arrest people that are causing problems. All these people just obstructing justice, all these people harassing random people on the street that they think are ICE, all these people that are going into fucking church, like, you see that? Don Lemon, who was attached to this protester group, this is all premeditated, by the way. They go in and they disrupt a church service, harassing churchgoers and the pastor. Dude. These people are fucking scum. They should be held accountable. They should be charged to the fullest extent of the law. And I hate the whole like whataboutism, but you know, every time we've seen this happen to like a Jewish community, the response is like overwhelming. When it was that synagogue that got burned down, you had a statement come out and a recommitment to fight anti-Semitism. So you know damn well if it were a synagogue, then they would have fucking sent in Delta Force. They would have sent in Delta Force. If they were right-wingers and it were a synagogue, then Delta Force would have come in and would have kidnapped people like they were fucking Maduro. If they were the brown president of a Latin American country. Crazy. You're having an emotion. Yeah, true. TBH, I'm not pro-gun restriction laws, but I really think most gun problems would be deterred if the background check for social media extremism. Yeah, part of the problem is it's all selectively enforced, right? Like right now, clearly the regime they are far more opposed to like right-wing politics, right-wing dissidents than left-wing politics. That's clear just based on the obvious double standard. Every time there's like even a remote instance of right-wing political extremism, they crack down on it. They crack down on it. They warn about it. You know, I remember back when Biden was in office, like he put out this statement from the FBI saying that, like they expect the most, like the biggest threat of domestic terrorism was coming from like trad cats. Like really, trad cats are like the biggest potential culprits of rising political violence. Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like Catholics, and especially traditional Catholics, like commit the least amount of crime and are the least violent. So, you know, clearly they're spinning this narrative, and that's what. So any kind of like social media background check would 100% just be used against right wingers, and they would just let left wingers do. It's like, dude, you've got these people straight up bed posting. They're calling for like Donald Trump to be killed. They were calling for all kinds of people to get killed. Do they get knocks on the door by the FBI? It's like, give me a fucking break. That's why it's like, you can expect more of that because the Trump administration is doing nothing to prevent it. Nothing to dissuade people from doing that. The fucking joke. There was a church in Minnesota. Yeah, you're feeling an engine roar. We'll get to the emotion engine. Whenever I put an emotion engine on, it's a whole thing, and you know, whenever I get a moment, whenever we get a reprieve. A lot of grifters are in Miami. What do you mean by that? Don Lemon is lucky. If he went to another church, I think it would have ended badly. Yeah, dude, it's just like, does that not make your fucking blood boil? It's like Christians. And look, I say this ecumenically. Across the board, regardless of your denominations, do you not see what they're doing? Do you not feel the real heat, the threat to your well-being? They fucking hate you. And don't get me wrong, it's like these leftists and liberals, they don't know the fucking difference between like Protestants, Catholics, and Orthodox. So this is like an appeal to all of Christianity. Like, lock the fuck in, wake up. They want you dead. And yeah, and you know damn well if it turned violent or even like fatal, that confrontation, like let's say the churchgoers defend themselves and like get the harassers out of there, you already know how they would spin that. You already know how the media would spin that. Oh, look at these Christians that are so welcoming that they kick out the people that are protecting their brown brethren. Yeah, they're so peaceful. You already know exactly how the media would spin it. But you can't really care too much about that because at the end of the day, optics be damned, these people want you dead. They want you fucking dead. Recognize that. So they hate Christianity, so you're really disgusting. The whole thing's disgusting. Don Lemon is a borderline jihadi. This is what they do. I mean, he's a homosexual, so I don't know how he would be a jihadi if he's gay, but I get what you're saying. I believe liberals are extreme and shouldn't own guns. They're crazy. Yeah, you know what? How about we have gun control, but not for these liberals, or rather for these liberals, not for everyone else. Normal people, we should own as many guns as you want, but like liberals and, you know, certain groups of people should not be allowed to have guns. You know, you have to like demonstrate that you're, you know, you should have to demonstrate that you'd be responsible with it. You know, hey, you're one of the good ones. If you voted for a Democrat, you lose your Second Amendment. Unless you're like Richard Spencer and you did it for like based reasons. But I would never, well, I don't want to say I would never vote Democrat. Because who knows? But given their current platform and their track record, I'm likely never going to do that. But I'm not going to tell, like, here's the thing. When it comes to negotiating, float the idea of voting Democrat, you know? You may not seriously be considering it, but if you want something from the GOP, you have to at least publicly state that, hey, maybe you will, who knows? Cut me a deal. Republicans, cut me a deal. Do something for me. Do something for America first, for the Groypers, for white people, for Christians. But I don't want to like go out and just tell them I will never vote for a Democrat, because then that sort of assuages some of their fears and concerns. They'll feel less compelled to be a more extreme version of themselves if they feel like there's really no threat to you switching sides if they don't go hard enough. It's just the art of the deal, that's all. In the United States, hate speech and extremism is determined by the ADL. Yeah, it's this is how it starts, man. Really, it starts with a knock on the door. Hey, we're just checking in. Is this you? Are these your tweets? Or whatever. Yeah. You gotta nip that shit in the bud before it gets worse. That's right, millions of liberals were openly telling people to kill Trump. Yeah, dude, it's just like, if Trump were serious, he would have like metaphorically and literally cracked some fucking skulls over that. Because you know the Democrats would have used the full extent of their power to go after political dissidents. If you went out and like made a serious threat of like Joe Biden or like Kamala Harris's life when they were president, dude, the FBI would be on your like knocking on your door within a day. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. You get all these people, and so like, it's almost like, you know, I just want to like wash my hands of this administration, because you know that when Democrats win, which they'll likely win this year in 26, there's a good chance they'll win in 28. They'll fucking destroy the Republicans. They're gonna go after Trump. They're gonna try to throw him in prison. I mean, they're probably gonna try to impeach him in 26, or you know, this year after well, I guess it would be next year when the new Congress takes office. But you get my point. They're gonna use everything in their fucking power because they're serious political actors. And so all these people, and this is not a hot take at all, but like all these people that are just fucking around and pissing off the left, they're putting a target on their back. Because like these liberals, they're so out of touch with reality. They don't know that people aren't actually being deported. You know, they're drinking the Kool-Aid, the corporate media Kool-Aid that's telling them this is like the Gestapo, and they're freaking out. You know, they just got done watching like an episode of like some Marvel show. They think it's time to suit up. It's like we're fighting Thanos. So they fucking suit up because they're like retarded and have no idea how the world works. And if nothing else, it's just embarrassing how like a bunch of these like retarded, like middle-aged liberal women are like going out there and causing a ruckus, defying our federal government, federal law, and they're just allowed to do that. Like these frail, weak people that should be crushed and easily could be crushed feel emboldened because Trump does nothing. Pam Bondi does nothing. Kash Patel is doing nothing. And all they can do is fucking tweet about it. We're looking into this. We're going to do this. We have... They said we made 10,000 arrests. That's not enough, dude. That's not enough. You need to like... This needs to be an optical show of force. A very public and deliberate show of force that this shit's not gonna fly anymore. You know, these like liberal women, they need to be afraid to ever post anything on social media like that again. They need to think twice. Maybe it's gonna take like a night in jail, or a week, or a fucking year, who knows? Point is, an example needs to be made. Because you see what's happening, they're just getting more and more emboldened. The fact that they thought it was okay to go into a church, the fact that they're just beating up random people on the street that they think are ICE, in what fucking world should this be allowed? People need to be put down or locked up forever. It's not... It's just unbelievable, man. It's just totally unbelievable. Anyway. Yeah. So... That's why, you know, if like Trump does get impeached, if all these people end up in jail, it's just like, you know what? I'm washing my hands of it. I'm washing my hands of it. I really want nothing to do with that because, you know, Trump had the opportunity to do something about it and he did nothing. So he kind of deserves it at that point. If you're weak, then what do you expect? If you're not going to defend yourself against your enemies, then what do you expect? they're going to destroy you. So you reap what you sow. If you're a weak leader, you're just going to get destroyed. That's kind of how the world works. You don't rise to the position of like the most powerful, the head of the most powerful state in the entire world, the global empire, and think it's just what, you're not going to have enemies. Like, get fucking real. Democrats, they've killed people for less. They've slaughtered people for less. Like, they get it. They understand how this shit works. So yeah, I hope they throw Pam bomb. Like, honestly, in a sense, they would be doing us a favor if they threw a lot of these people in jail. There's a lesson. There's a clear lesson in that. Hopefully it will galvanize the right wing. Say, yeah, like, we can't play these fucking games anymore. It's time to get serious. But I don't know what it's going to take for these people to wake up. I'm not even talking about the liberals who gives a shit they're cooked. I'm talking about like these conservatives. Media on the left were celebrating Charlie Kirk, but they're all playing victim now when it comes to Renee Good. Yeah. Yeah, Renee Good that hit an officer with their car. But Charlie Kirk that was guilty of what? Doing talks on college campuses, expressing his opinion in the free marketplace of ideas. Yeah, the two are totally the same, right? Or totally different. However you want to view it. Yeah, Renee Good was a saint, but Charlie Kirk was an evil Nazi. People are fucking fried. Oh, Milo Yiannopoulos is taking people's tweets down. Yeah, that's crazy. Surprise, surprise.
Get back to work, Top Goy.
So, kicking Greta and the Danes out of Greenland will be a test run for Trump to retake Minnesota. I wish. There's a poem by Charles Mackay called No Enemies. Take a read. It's very fitting and very short. You have no enemies, you say. Alas, my friend, the boast is poor. He who has mingled in the fray, duty that the brave endure, must have made foes. If you have none, small is the work that you have done. You hit no traitor on the hip. You've dashed no cup from the perjured lip. You've never turned a wrong to right. You've been a coward in the fight. So true. That's so true, man. If you have no enemies, then you're just insignificant. You've done nothing. You've done nothing of note. You know, and look, is it not the most virtuous among us that will have the greatest foes? Not to take it there, but it is like, the more virtuous you are, the more attention you garner from the forces of evil, from Satan, from the devil. But it's true, unironically. So, yeah, it's a good poem. That's why it's like, I give people in the arena a lot of credit. You know, it's so easy when you're sitting here in the comfort of your home to like go after like Alex Jones, for example. And I've had my differences and my disagreements, and I've been critical of Alex Jones at times. But it's so easy to sit here in like the comfort of my own home, not as this enormous juggernaut in the fight, and to just like criticize, you should talk more about the Jews. It's like, what do I know about being under that kind of pressure? And so the same thing can be said about like Nick or a lot of these guys, you know? It's like, so it's like, give these people the benefit of the doubt, you know? It's like all these people, like, it's like everything Nick says is being like analyzed from and like scrutinized by people on his own fucking side. It's like he's being attacked from every fucking angle. Every fucking angle he's being attacked by these deranged leftists, these Jews, these third worldists, whatever. You know, he's under constant attack. And you got people on his own side, and he's like, Wife Jack is actually based. This is cringe. Nick is not proving. He's really not pointing the allegations with that one. It's like, shut the fuck up. You people are nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. And that's why you will lose and nobody will know who you are. Nobody will know your name. Just ankle biters, just jealous ankle biters, man. It's like, you find anyone in anywhere throughout history or in your life in the world today that you agree with on everything, but that hasn't said something that you disagree with, or hasn't had like a gaffe or like misspeaks or said something that doesn't age well. Like nobody holds to that, like holds up to that standard. Everyone falls short. It's just crazy. It's just so unfair. Trump knows what happened to JFK. He's got a big mouth, but he's probably afraid. They're gonna destroy him regardless. That's where you have to recognize it's like they're gonna fucking destroy you regardless. You can't really trust these people. They're not trustworthy. You're trying to cut a deal with these people. They've killed people for less. They'll fucking kill you to cover it up. So you're not a problem for them in the future. Yeah, like that's whether it's Andrew Tate, whether it's, and you know, there's levels to this. I'm not saying like straight up kill you, but they're gonna give you a hard time no matter what. You can give them everything, give them everything you have to their cause, and it won't be enough. There's nothing you can really give that'll be enough for these people. Whether it's these deranged leftists or these psychotic Zionists, it's just nothing is ever enough. They want something that you really can't give. They want your soul, you know, like, yeah, they want something that's like just not even tangible. There's a lyra, a sung poem by called Emotion Engine. Take a listen, it's very fitting and short. I think I've heard that one before. Can we change the track? Yeah, sure. This is just random fucking synthwave. This is just like copyright free synthwave. You know, because I've had problems with YouTube in the past. I try to find the most like generic shit possible that but all right, we'll play the anthem. Here we go.
One thing that really set everyone off, but I do have to say, like in thinking about this whole weekend, pondering it after I consumed this content for all of you guys, it seems like Sneeko and Fuentes like actually have aura. If I were to use that Gen Alpha, Gen Z, I don't even know what kind of term it is. Like it or not, there is a set.
What happened to the Bears? They got, oh, what's up, Smelly? How's it going? Yeah. Yeah, we were wondering where you were. Yeah, Bears. Effing chat for the Bears. Effing chat. There's like nothing I can really do when this song plays, you know? I'm just like... You've been bored watching Beardson? What's Beardson's been doing? What has he been up to? You're rooting for them too? Yeah. Yeah. Unlucky. You know Nick is taking it the because he's such a big football fan. Notorious football fan. I mean, he hasn't said anything whether or not he's doing a show tonight. I mean, I assume he is. He didn't cancel. More stunned every time I find first. Yeah, real. He was talking to, oh, that's right, he was talking to Basil. How was that? Based Basil, the based, or based gay guy. Basil's kind of funny. Yeah, he is kind of funny, isn't he? I think he's got some good takes. He's got some good takes. I don't even know what to do with like when the song it's just like it's like total like sensory overload when I listen to this song. And I'm like can't even like think, you know, I'm just feeling the emotion engine. I guess I should queue up what I'm gonna listen to next. Maybe we'll listen to like some lo-fi or something. Isn't he also a Muslim? Yeah, but you know, not really, you know, like in quotations, you know. Not a good Muslim, but whoops. Oh, that will definitely get me DMCA'd. Okay. I guess we'll just put this on. This might put me to sleep, man. I'm already like so low energy today. I have like a headache, tired. I like never woke up, man. I had a dream. Well, I had a dream. It was a weird dream. I was like playing this video game. It's a game that doesn't exist. It's like, kind of like a Dark Souls, but like big multiplayer. And I was like playing with this like big group of people, like just randoms, like a bit like a raid in like World of Warcraft kind of. And they were like showing people where to go. I dressed up as like a jester. I had like a big tuba. And I was like, bum, 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 bum. And I was just like fucking pissing people off with this tuba. Like, I was just a jester. Bum, 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 bum. Like, just fucking with people. And then I pulled a big boss and got everybody killed and they kicked me. That's like, that was my dream. I woke up, I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. I was just trolling. I was just this tuba playing jester fucking with people. I'm like, damn, that would actually be kind of funny if that existed. I would totally do something like if that game existed, I would totally do exactly that. I would dress up as a jester and just troll people. Wait. Yeah, tuba Leroy Jenkins blew the red, dude. Louise? Okay, alright. See, he gets what he wants and then he just dips. That's crazy. That's crazy. Gotta do more edging, you know? Gotta tease it more. Oh, look. Oh, hello. Hello there. Hello there. That's keck. That was a crazy dream, though. Yeah. I was like, man, I was like in the mood for like a game. I'm like, what can give me that fix? I woke up and like, what game could give me that fix? I don't know. I don't think anything could give me that fix. It doesn't exist, you know? So I'm kind of in the mood for like a good like fantasy RPG kind of game, you know? I'm waiting for Crimson Desert to come out in 2 months. But before that, I don't know what to play. I started playing I got this game last night that was on sale, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Pretty cool. How tall is your boy Nick Fuentes? Nick is 6', yeah. He's 6'9" if he slouches. He's like 6'11" if he stands up straight. He's fucking huge and jacked. and like shredded, like 8% body fat. No, 7% body fat. You thought he was 6'7"? He might be 6'7" actually. Might be. I don't know. Somewhere in that range. Fire up the Super Nintendo and play some of those vintage games. I'm not Beardson, bro. I can't do that shit. I tune into Beardson's stream from time to time, and he's like, video games just like suck nowadays. And he's playing on his fucking CRT monitor, like playing like Resident Evil 1. I'm like, my eyes. There's so few pixels. Everything looks blurry and smudged. No, we can't go back. We can't go back. Like, we can't. I'm not like this nostalgia guy, you know? I don't want to go back and play a game I played growing up. No, we must always move forward. And games are good nowadays. Like, if you say games are like dog shit, you're just like, what are you even playing? There are good games out there, okay? Oh. You had an Atari 2600? Damn. Fucking dinosaur. Ancient Sumerian technology right there. A lot of goated RPGs on PlayStation 1. Take a look at Steam, actually. Let's take a look. I was playing this. I just started playing. It's pretty cool. Pretty fun. I'm like slowly getting into Warhammer. Like, I'm not gonna do the tabletop or that shit. I just think it's kind of cool. The thing I like about Warhammer is it's like cosmic. It's like little cosmic horror. And it's huge. Everything is huge in 40K. Like, the Imperium of Man, which is, you know, the human main faction, has like 1 million worlds that they inhabit. Each with like billions of people. Trillions in some. That's like kind of cool. You know, just the size, the scale of it. Kind of cool. So I've been enjoying that. I've been like, you know, I get these shorts on my YouTube from time to time of like 40K. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And maybe it's just like a product of like everything. Like, it is true, a lot of like the goated franchises are just like really gay now. Like Star Wars is shit. I grew up on Star Wars. I used to be a huge Star Wars fan. Now I just couldn't care less. Halo has gone to shit. You know, it totally takes me out of the experience when like your commander's like a black woman barking orders at you. It's like, you know, I'm going AWOL. I'm joining the Covenant. This is bullshit. Yeah, you know what? Humanity needs to be destroyed because the Goyim have gone insane. Star Wars Lego games. Yeah, I played those. I played the 1 through 3, the trilogy, the OG trilogy. Yeah. Played the shit out of that. So, yeah, but this has been a pretty fun game. I mean, I also have been playing Warhammer. It's not 40K, but Total War. I love Total War games, man. I do love RTS games. So I've been enjoying that. I don't have it installed on this computer, on the other computer. But yeah. Lego was banned by God Emperor Trump as part of the sanctions against our enemies in Denmark. You only played the demo? Dang. You like Legos? I like Legos too, I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, I had like a pretty big Lego collection. My friend, one of my really close Jewish friends, had a huge Lego collection. Like all these like Star Wars things. You know, I had a pretty nice Lego collection too. But not like his. His was like, he went full in on the Legos. I had like other action figures and stuff, and I was heavier on the video games. He had like the fucking like Republic gunships and shit, the walkers, the not the AT-AT, but it's not the AT-ST, but the precursor, the Clone Wars walker. I forgot the name of it, but he had one of those. And the Legos over. They're mine. The rare resources. That's why we're going to Greenland, right? We think they have huge deposits of Legos that we can take. The AT-AT walker. Is that what it was in the Clone Wars? You're not getting my 4 plates full of Clone Wars minifigs. AT-TE. Yeah, AT-AT is the one that the Empire had, but the one that the clones had is similar. But anyway, yeah. So this has been a fun game. I've been playing a lot of that. What else have I been playing? just, I guess, a little bit of I haven't been playing a ton, actually. A little bit of Battlefield 6. They need more content. I played quite a bit of Battlefield 6 since it launched, but they really need more content, man. Everyone is like giving the game shit because they're not delivering the goods. They need to drop a new season, but where are the apparently there are rumors, and it might just be localization issues, like they might be like potentially releasing or re-release something with Fallout 3 in New Vegas. You know, it might just be a bug that they're something with like the CIS regions that they're withholding the game. But anyway, the rumor is that they're gonna like silent release remasters for Fallout 3 New Vegas, like they did with Oblivion last year. So that would be pretty sick. I would play those on stream, straight up. Those games are awesome. New Vegas, one of the goated games. One of the goated games of all time, you might say. Hang on. What is it? What is it? Fucking Star Wars Clone Wars Walker. No, not the ATRT. Come on. This bit right here. ATTE. It is the ATTE. And no AT Legos to ice. Yeah, if they had Legos, it'll stop all the protesters dead in their tracks. Fucking shear their feet off. They step on them. Yeah. That's what you said? Who's gaslighting you? Anyway. Yeah, he had one of these. And yeah, I'd always go over there and we'd play with like Nerf guns and like Legos. It's a good time. So shit. Any like cool new games that are coming out? Bro, there's always like anywhere from like 1 to 4 straight up porn games that are like new and trending on Steam. Like straight up porn games. Which one of you is gooning on Steam? That's crazy. That's crazy. How do you even play it? Like, how is it even possible? How can you goon and play a video game at the same time? Like, does the game require one hand? What's the deal? How is it even possible? It's fucking crazy. Gooners have gone out of control. But let's see. I'm looking for popular searches. Marathon. What is this game? Tax Day. This is coming out in March, I think, too. This looked really kind of mid, but then they like took some feedback and now it looks okay. This could be interesting. I might check it out. It's kind of like if Bungie fucks this up, it's over for them. They're cooked. Anyway, we're just riffing now. Ian Carroll went on Roseanne Barr. Yeah, we saw that. Dude, did you see what he said? Well, I want to react to that too. But he said that Epstein wasn't Jewish. What? What are you talking about? Looks like Nick Fuentes and Ben Shapiro are the same size. I was gonna say something like you've never seen them in the same place, but that's actually not true. Someone brought up that Nick and Ben actually kind of look similar, and this was on what was it on Timcast last night? He said like, yeah, like, and you look at like Nick when he was younger and Shapiro when they were younger, and they do look pretty similar. With like the haircut and the eyebrows in particular. Funny that. Who would have thought? Ian has Milo AIDS. Yeah, bro looks rough. Bro's not looking good. Yeah, isn't that funny? Like, because Ian Carroll was like subtweeting, or not even, she was just full on A-logging Nick. He says like, where is it? This. no one, he was like no one saw this coming, and people were like clowning on fucking Ian Malcolm, what a clown. Like, because, you know, Tim Pool has been called like a Zionist shill in the past. And then Ian Carroll goes on Roseanne Barr, who's like literally a Jewish chauvinist, like actually like a deranged turbo-Zionist Jewish supremacist, and makes the claim that Epstein is Jewish. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He wasn't Jewish. Are you kidding me? Did you guys see it? Let me see if I can find it. Or maybe that, or maybe specifically that he wasn't working on behalf of Israel and Jews, like, but Satanism.
But you look at Jeffrey.
You know, the funny thing is, he's, I guess, in a roundabout way, he's not wrong, but you know, he's wrong, but he's right, but not for the reason he thinks he's right, but he's wrong overall. You know what I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Like he's a Jewish person that clearly was a worker of Satan.
100%.
And he's not working on behalf of all Jews. When
he has a Jewish name, but he's a Satanist.
I don't think exactly.
Please, can we just say that?
Yep.
Because
And a lot
I'm so sick of it. I am so sick of it.
We're in agreement.
He never kept Shabbat, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that these people in all the religions, when
they're
they
all
turn
the
to that
same.
evil, they are serving evil.
They're Satanists.
Right? Yep. But you look at
yes, Roseanne. Yes, Roseanne Barr. They're Satanists. Don't you love how they always play this game where they pretend like they don't know how this like their ethno-religion works or how the Jewish network works? It is, Judaism is simultaneously a religion and an ethnicity. Okay, it's an ethno-religion. There are secular Jews out there. So this whole framing, this turn of phrase, he was a Satanist with a Jewish last name. Oh, thanks for setting the record. Oh, that's like, we've heard this one before. Remember, secular humanists with Jewish last names. Like, bro, it's the same fucking script, man. Oh, he just had a Jewish last name and was ethically Jewish, but he wasn't actually Jewish because he didn't hold Shabbat. Oh, gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Sam Altman isn't Jewish, or, you know, any of these other secular Jews, none of them are actually Jewish. No, you I don't know, man. I'm just exasperated by the whole thing. It's sneaky. Tried to sneak that one past the goalie. Not so fast. But I guess sounding a lot like here XGF right now. That's crazy. The interview with Roseanne was a total disaster. Did you watch the whole thing? Do we feel like losing brain cells? Maybe we could react to some of that. Probably not today, because dude, I'm cooked. I'm very tired, like I said. But maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, if it's a slow day, we'll take a look at that. But yeah. I somehow got through the paid section on Rumble last night somehow, but I swiped out of the tab and locked yourself out. Jeesh. What for Tim Pool. Yeah, man. Look, if you follow my Twitter, you know what my thoughts on that. I couldn't take it. I was zipping through that at 2x speed on YouTube, and it was still. I just got up and left. I didn't even pause the video on my computer. I literally just got so disinterested. I just got up and left, and I regret nothing. I got everything I needed to get from that interview through the super chatters. 07 of the super chatters for enduring that pain, so I didn't have to. Psychological torture. Now, I shouldn't be so mean. You know, but this is long overdue. You know, it's a good thing they're platforming Nick, but Nick is now like, you know, he's the hot commodity now. Now he's associating with him will no longer, you know, turbo fuck your career in politics and social media. But I can't even really pretend like I can't even really pretend. But no, I mean, look, it was cool. It was cool. It seemed cordial. It wasn't very combative at all, really. Yeah, I think overall it was a W. I really forced that one, huh? I don't know if that was the most believable statement I've ever said, but no, it's a good thing. Obviously, it's a good development that he's going on such a massive platform and tapping into Nick's audience. But if you've ever, I remember I won't say whose stream I was watching, but somebody was restreaming the call-in segment of the Tim Pool show or Timcast back when like Elijah Schaefer and Sarah Stock were on. And dude, the call-ins were literally whatever you think the average Tim Pool viewer is, what they sound, it's worse. It's worse. It was like, dude, these people are like, bruh, how are these real people? Whatever, man. Look, I guess politics is difficult. I don't know. Yeah, Ian is cooked. Anyway, let me catch up here. Ukrainian Shima or Shimu. Ian Carroll lost Candy to madness, so he needs a new mommy like Roseanne. Yeah, dude, literally, it's like, it's crazy. Taken out, just taken down. Like, that's wild. The Candace arc needs to be studied. Like, I don't know. I'm not like totally. I have a couple different like thoughts. You know, does she actually believe all this shit? You know, is this organic? Is she being fed information from a bad actor? Is she some kind of op, like literal op? You know, I don't rule out that possibility. Like maybe there's a Russian connection there because how hard she's going in on the Macrons. Because why the fuck would Americans care about Macrons? You know, about France in general, but the Russians certainly do because France is their number one op. You know, they're battling it out in Western Africa right now. Western and kind of Central North Africa right now. So they would have every interest in smearing the Macrons and sort of changing public perception on France to try and strain that relationship. But so it could just be, the whole thing could be a foreign propaganda op. I don't rule that out. And you look at her connections with, you know, even just her husband alone is just so suspect. But, you know, and then the John Mappin, that Scientologist who handles the crown jewels, that's weird, man. There's too much going on there, too much foreign influence. I don't like it. So I think there's a high probability she's some kind of like foreign op, straight up. But because I don't think she's creative enough to like come up with this shit on her own. Like I don't think she's sitting there like a fucking schizo with like a board in her back room connecting like the red string to people, because she's not literate. Like you have to be like semi-literate to like do deep research on like all of these weird esoteric cults that they're like ham-fisting into the narrative. I don't think she could make it through an entire Wikipedia page, to be honest. So I think whoever's like flooding her tip line is probably a part of this or something. But either way, she's a dumb bitch. So I guess it's kind of a moot point. Yeah, Ian is cooked. He is fucking cooked. I never liked Ian Carroll, so I feel vindicated on that. I never liked that guy. I never liked him. Maybe Epstein didn't diddle on Saturday. Yeah, we need to check. When was he diddling? When was he diddling? We gotta check. Majority of Jews are not religious. They're secular or atheist. They are ethnic Jews. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say a majority, but there's a significant portion of them that are not religious. Pool's closed. Corn Papa was a bad dude. I think Nick went on Tim Pool because he canceled earlier. Well, yeah, no, I mean, he was going to go on in October. But even then, it's like, it's a good platform to go on, you know? Like, it's a good move. I don't think it was like, I don't feel like he felt like he owed Tim Pool anything. It kind of been a long time coming, but it, wasn't contentious. It kind of was underwhelming, but it's just Timcast IRL, I guess. Not exactly the most compelling content, in my opinion. You never followed Tim Pool. I don't hate the guy. I just don't. I don't think he has the best takes, obviously. But the thing that irks me the most is he just like, he brings all these guests on his show just to have them listen to him talk, you know? He invites these people onto his show so that they can be an audience in the Tim Pool show, you know? Like, not to like really like see what they have to say about things or like pick their brain about things or give them an opportunity to speak, but the majority of the show is like him or his like underlings yapping. It's like, we're here for Nick. We want to hear what Nick has to say. And I didn't feel like there was a lot of contention. And when there isn't like a lot of contention, I don't think it's as interesting because like we know, if you've been following Nick for a while, like you know what he believes. Then it just kind of becomes another like a sort of a simplified version of his own show if the hosts aren't asking good questions or aren't trying to like get him to expand on his ideas. It's just like, okay, now it's just, and it's not Nick's fault, you know, he's not running the show. It's the fault of the people running the show. It's like, you know, like say what you will about Joe Rogan. I do think he's good at that. I think he's good at like letting his guests speak and like, I think asking decent questions to get them to expand on their ideas, you know, in a thought-provoking way. I think Joe's pretty decent at that. But that's one of the reasons why I really liked Nick's collab with Richard Spencer, because, you know, they have a lot in common, but there are disagreements. But they're both very intelligent people, like serious people. And so they just like cut the bullshit, you know, and they get straight into it. And, you know, so often with these shows, it's just explaining like right-wing politics 101 for the millionth time for the uninitiated, for these and don't get me wrong, some of these fucking people really need it, like, which is crazy, but I guess you kind of forget maybe we live a little bit in a bubble. You forget that the average normie is like really pretty ignorant on this stuff, especially the average Tim Pool viewer. But I don't want to just beat up on the guy. I think, like I said, I think it was a W. So we praise Tim Pool. That was a good move. I think it was cordial. I think it was overall net benefit for both. You know, I think Nick said it best when he said, like, with the same enthusiasm that you, and I'm paraphrasing, that we've criticized people in the past, we also have to praise them when they do things that are good. So that's why I'm really happy with Sneeko and the way that he's standing on business right now. You know, the whole Judeosphere is coming down on the right-wing Avengers in Miami. On the one hand, you have Andrew Tate folding like a bitch and throwing his friends under the bus because he's terrified of prison. And then you've got Sneeko who's standing on fucking business. Not apologizing for shit, and that's based. And so W loyalty. W Sneeko. And, you know, maybe he's evolved. Maybe he's learned the lesson that, you know, because in the past, there was a time where he tried to distance himself from all this because he wanted to go mainstream. That's literally what he said. He was trying to rehabilitate his career, wanted to go mainstream, wanted to end up like doing mainstream stuff like that could end up on like Netflix. And so he really tried that for a while. And there was a time when Nick said, I understand, you know, do what you got to do. You know, he wouldn't hold it against him. Sneeko went a little too hard, in my opinion. Like, there was a beef there for a minute. But I think, I hope he learned his lesson that, like I said, these people, like, once you're on that fucking shit list, man, it's like, you got to move mountain and earth to get off of it. And it's almost never enough. It'll never appease them. They'll always hold a grudge. These people hold grudges. That's what they do. That's what they're known for. They hold grudges for literally thousands of years. Okay? We must destroy Amalek. Let it go. Let it fucking go, man. Let it go. Man, that happened how long ago? Still crying about Hitler? That was like 100 years ago, dude, in another fucking continent. Let it go. So, not exactly known for being like humble or forgiving, but here we are. So, did Trump show Macron's private messages? Wait, I heard something about that, right? Heard something about that. I'm of the belief all of this, you know, all of this like talk the EU's doing, we're gonna deploy troops, that none of that's real, man. They're not gonna do shit. But they have to posture. They have to, you know, they can't look weak. They have to pretend like they're standing up to America. But they're in zero position to like, they're like threatening like cutting off their investments in America. Which sums up to about like $10 trillion. Their own economy would fucking plummet if they did that, number one. Number two, the reciprocal sanctions and tariffs that would be put on Europe would destroy their economy even worse. And then three, they're dependent on America for defense. So if America really wanted to put the killing blow in, they would pull out of NATO, they'd pull out of the Ukraine, and they would just let Putin cluster like just speed fuck his way through Eastern Europe into Western Europe. And the Europeans know that, so they're not going to really fuck with Trump on this. They're going to let Greenland go. So, as they should, because they can't defend Greenland. They don't have a fucking military. So, anyway. Dave Rubin is saying Candace hated Charlie Kirk and spouted off for an hour at his house. Who spouted off for an hour? Charlie Kirk spouted off or Dave Rubin spouted off? Yeah, Dave Rubin, the homosexual, you know, child kidnapper. Yeah, no, it's true. They didn't like each other. They had a feud. They weren't talking for like a year. You know, that year, like a year before Charlie got killed, they were on like no speaking terms. So the way Candace is glommed onto this is really like nauseating. Pretending like they were best buds. Pretending like there wasn't beef there. Like she was his best friend. They were best friends. It really is just disgusting. Because it's just fundamentally dishonest. It's a misrepresentation of the truth. And no, Candace is a total fucking scumbag. Through and through. Like, being stupid, quite frankly, would be forgivable if she wasn't so fucking, like, straight up evil. Like, that's an evil bitch. So, crazy. So, she's dumb, but she's turning over a lot of rocks by chance, I guess. I mean, which rocks? I guess. Yeah, why is Ian cooked? She's been attacking Nick. I mean, he's also, like, physically cooked. I mean, look at him. Bro is not looking so hot, but like he's just been going after Nick, crashing out over like literally pretty much like everything Nick has said since like Charlie Kirk. Because he was a big like believer that Israel did it. And look, Israel doesn't do everything, man. That's like just ridiculous. There were people like before Charlie Kirk was his body was even cold were saying Israel did it. What the fuck do you know about anything? The same thing is true for a number of things. You know, I've seen a lot of people, and I wanted to cover this, but I never got around to it. But a lot of people were saying like the fires in Argentina. So they were claiming. I don't know if any of this is true. It probably isn't, but I'm admittedly ignorant on this. I didn't look into it, but a lot of people were claiming the fires in Argentina were started by a bunch of Israelis. But I don't know about that. Oh, I wanted to cover that, but I forgot what it was that happened, and I didn't. But whatever. So people love to just jump on the Israel train, on the like. And so it's like all like these people that are crashing out on Nick over his Epstein take are like just not smart people. And they're unoptical. Whether it's like Stu Peters, like this alcoholic scammer that scammed his own audience and like beats his wife and shit. Or like, you know, the people on JQ radio, like, bro, you host a show every day called JQ Radio. Does that sound like high quality content to you? You know, at a certain point, like when you're a hammer, everything does start to look like a nail. And you know, you tune into that kind of stuff for 1 second and you realize you're not listening to the smartest people in the fucking world, man. And so it is, the whole Epstein thing with Nick has just been a great big filter for people. I like the way, I think Lucas Gage did a great job summing it up. And I like Lucas a lot. Bing bong. This was a few days ago. Might have been like a week ago. Where are the rest of his posts? What the fuck? Eh? Where the hell are the rest of his posts? Was? What? What? Is he what's going on here? What the fuck is going on here, dude? Is this... Is he deleting his posts? Is it not loading? Like, is this just Twitter being shit? Is he straight up like... Is Twitter deleting his posts? What's going on? What the fuck is going on here? Dude, this website is so fun. It says he's got 5,000 fucking posts. Dude, this site is so fucking ass, man. Honestly, Elon, rehire all of the woke liberals you fired and replaced with Indians, because they at least fucking knew how to write code. This is ridiculous. What is going on here? Anyway, well, the gist of it is, it's like these people that are either too stupid to know what Nick is saying or too lazy to like hear specifically what Nick is saying. Like they're too lazy to like watch his show, or they take out of context clips. Like they're just being cold right now. And I think that's actually a good thing, because we need responsible, intelligent people on the timeline, not like fucking Spurgs. Because, and if you guys have been here for a while, you know, you've probably seen my growing frustration with these people. It's like this has been like a problem that's been brewing for quite some time now, as you know, as the whole JQ becomes more popular, we're hitting like, we're really sort of bringing in a lot of like low IQ people and normies. And it's a combination of that, like people that don't know what they're talking about that got red pilled yesterday, and a combination of like a lot of these holdovers, these mediocrities that like carved out a niche for themselves for like over the last few years. Like, we don't really need them anymore. It's like mission accomplished. You're not useful anymore. The message is out there. Now we can upgrade to people that are more competent. You know, it is what it is. And it's funny, like, if you've followed this for a while, you've seen this happen from time to time, where like there are like these, oftentimes it's just like self-imposed, like these like callings in America First, you know, where these people like crash out for one reason or this is like not a new phenomenon at all. Like Jaden McNeil, Ethan Ralph, what was it, Bookcat, remember, Big Tech. So many people have crashed out, like people that Nick has platformed in the past have crashed out for one reason or another, whether because like they're fucking like degenerates that just can't get their shit together, or because they're spiteful or jealous or just not impressive people. It's like a lot of people have like self-selected out of the movement, and this is really no different as far as I'm concerned. It's just we hit another stage where you gotta clean house a little bit. Simple wants to be a rock star, just skates for Legends so bad it's cringe. Yeah, I'm not gonna knock the guy for having hobbies, but maybe take the beanie off, bro. You're like 40. But whatever. That's his brand at this point. Yeah, Ian drank the Kool-Aid. Yeah, I think maybe he was always the Kool-Aid, you know? You ever see his bracelet? Just can't figure out why Ian would go near Roseanne. I would be trying to salvage my rep after Candy. Maybe that's his idea of salvaging his rep. That bitch is a psycho. Evil woman, nasty woman, Roseanne. What the fuck was that? Dave Rubin claims that in private. That link will work in Reddit. I'll probably find it on X, right? The Israelis never did, and they didn't do nothing. Israel didn't do nothing. It's pretty good. Yeah, dude, what's... Yeah, Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate. What a disappointment. Top G, right? Speaker's been limited by Elon. You lean into it. If someone has a problem, expands PDF to include teenagers, I tell them they need to follow someone else. Yeah, dude, it is like... yeah, I don't know, man. Let's just... Fuck it, dude. Let's just raise the age of consent to 35 at this point. Fuck it. Fuck it, bro. Is that better? Is that better? Here's your 35-year-old roasty. Here's your 35-year-old busted bitch. You can have maybe one kid at most before the eggs are gone. Fuck it, dude. Why stop at 18? They're a literal child. How about 40, man? How about 40? Let's make it 40. 35 is a literal child. That's crazy. Hope you guys are into granny panties. What was I? Oh, yeah, Dave Rubin. Here we go.
It is very tempting to engage in, let's just say, conscious to think.
I haven't said it publicly before. It's finally worth mentioning. The last time I saw Candace at my house in 2022, all she talked about for an hour was how much she hated Charlie. I remember it vividly because the two other people she was ranting against that night were Ivanka and Jared, whom we had just met and had dinner with a few days before, and who couldn't have been kinder, more decent people. Yes, that is 100% true, and when she claims this just didn't happen or it's a Zionist lie, ask her if she enjoyed the chicken parm. Uh-oh, cat fight. Cat fight.
It is very tempting to engage in
Sigmund Freud was a Kabbalist.
Internet theories that quite honestly are rooted in lunacy.
Sigmund Freud was a Kabbalist. They are trying to use psychology to make their religion the religion of the world.
And we see this with the Jew hatred, where people think that they're onto something, but in reality they're not.
The nation of Israel may have been established by some Frankists.
This particular affliction blames the Jews for everything.
Drugs, prostitution, sex pornography. We Jews love pornography.
You're going out of your way to try to create this big web of connections. It's the Jews, and it's the Jews, and it's the Jews.
Who is in control?
Bro, it's just like two fucking retards fighting, you know? It's like, I'm just gonna watch. I'll just watch. I'll just watch from the sidelines. Fuck it, dude. See where this takes us. Oh, man. Here we are at Peter Thiel's house in LA. Strange she never mentioned he was a human cyborg. Strange that she never mentions, you know, she was like one of the public reps of glorified banking, of which Peter Thiel was an investor of. gave seed funding for. That's crazy. That's crazy. She, you know, didn't mention that part. And she still hasn't done any coverage of JD Vance, who he is, what his background is. That's curious. Curious, Candace. Very curious. Dude, fuck all these people, man.
We've been doing this together. You're part of this. We didn't do anything together. We did. What did we just do? I asked you to bring him in the light, and you did. We're such a good team. We're not a team. I never could have gotten him out of there. I'm not physical. My strength is up here. I mean, I had all the pieces. I had the answers, but I didn't know how to make them listen. You gave me that. I gave you nothing. You showed me what was possible. We've been...
Crazy. Imagine hanging out at Peter Thiel's house, Candy Glows. Yeah, that's a pretty, that's pretty damning. This is, you know what? Actually, I should bookmark this. Just save this for later. This, we're gonna put this into. Let's save that for later. Let's just keep tabs on that. Also, here we go. Also difficult to put into words how sick it is to cut a video of a dead person to create the illusion that he's speaking about one of his friends. You're utterly deranged for this. Oh, dude. Oh, this bitch is so rotten. She's so rotten, bro. Are we serious? Are we serious right now? Are we fucking serious right now? She's gonna try to high horse him? She's gonna try to high horse him after she has spent 4 fucking months pretending like her and Charlie were best friends? Dude. What are we doing here? What? This bitch just gaslights. She just girl bosses and gaslights. That's crazy. I'm gonna read that one more time. Also difficult to put into words how sick it is to cut a video of a dead person to create the illusion that he's speaking about one of his friends. Bruh. 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 Like, we're gonna pretend like Candace didn't try to spin a narrative from this whole debacle for 4 months. First of all, pretending like they were friends when they weren't. That a crash out that seems like everybody in the know is confirming at this point. Now Dave Rubin is just adding his evidence to the pile. It's crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy. As if she hasn't spent 4 months virtue signaling about how she's gonna get to the bottom of who killed Charlie Kirk, and she's the only one that cares about her dear friend Charlie Kirk when they couldn't fucking stand each other. Dude. This bitch needs to be put in a box. Ugh, dude. Yeah, the Batman was a good movie. I think Robert Pattinson did a great job as Batman. Yeah, pot calling the kettle black. Brother. Ugh. Crazy. Bro, she's right over the target. Yeah, she's right over the target. You're right. You're right. Yeah, she's hovering right over the target. You're right. You're right. You watch the Tyler video? No, I haven't. Honestly, I don't think there's anything there I don't already know, to be honest. Like, I knew about the fraud that's happening up there. You know, people have done exposés on that. Yeah, I mean, it's egregious, it's gross. But frankly, like, it's such, how do I articulate this? It's like such small fry compared to like the fact that, yeah, you know, what, 40%, 40 to 50% of billionaires are Jewish, and they have a stranglehold over the media, the corporations. It's like, you know, we're gonna go that like sort of minuscule on it. You know, they steal some welfare. Yeah, like that's pretty weak. But they're also siphoning like trillions of dollars in our defense budget to go bomb the enemies of Israel. Like that's kind of the bigger problem here. So it's kind of like, yeah, maybe it illustrates their thought process and maybe the nature of, you know, how they tend to behave as a collective. But it also I'm willing to bet that it pales in comparison to the kind that type of fraud. You know, the amount that they're committing, I guarantee you pales in comparison to like what Indians are doing in the country. Far greater. So yeah, I still think it's worth bringing up and it's worth doing the journalism, but you know. My browser just freeze? The fuck? I've been having problems with Brave ever since I started streaming. Anyway. Dude, this song was fucking trash.
This is America. Don't get you slipping now.
Actually abysmal dog shit. Childish Gambino had like one good album. On my phone. Let me check. Let me do a quick Telegram check. In the Joel video? Wait, which video? Which video are we talking about? Nick is doing a show tonight, right? He didn't confirm nor deny.
Counselor, proceed.
It's a good
Congratulations. And here's your graduation present.
Listen, what for? I got pinched.
Everybody gets pinched, but you did it right. You told them nothing, and they got nothing.
I thought you'd be mad.
Man, I'm not mad. I'm proud of you. You took your first pinch like a man, and you learned the two greatest things in life.
What?
Look at me. Never rat on your friends, and always keep your mouth shut.
W.
Hey, here he is, here he is.
Oh, you broke your cherry.
So true, so true, so true.
The mayor called me up. The mayor called me up today and he said, if you want to be welcome in Miami again, if you don't want to go be in the cold New York all the time, you got to apologize. He said you need to apologize if you want to still enjoy Miami, if you want to be welcome in Miami. The mayor called me up.
The fucking mayor, fuck you. Fuck you. Who the fuck does he think he is? You're gonna tell an American citizen what he can or can't say? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Unbelievable. Oh, the video you're talking about where they exposed the fraud? Joel video though. Tyler. Yeah. I see. Sneako Love right now? Is he on Kick? Alright, let's go to kick.com, right? Yeah, there we go.
Vulnerable, naked.
Did he talk about this at all?
World. Almost taking over the whole world. Turned out to be a... Come on, man.
I want to hear what he has to say about the whole thing. Pause this real quick.
You know, these people and others, former red pillars, they call them these people, I don't remember their top something. They called me up and they said, you need to apologize. They said, in order to go to the clubs, if you want to go to these haram clubs and twerk and network, if you want to be edgy, if you want to still enjoy Miami, if you want to be welcome in Miami, the mayor called me up. The mayor called me up today and he said, if you want to be welcome in Miami again, if you don't want to go be in the cold New York all the time, you got to apologize. You got to fold. And so I folded. You know, I wanted to escape the matrix. I wanted to resist the slave mind. So a couple announcements. First off, I took a gambling deal. Bang! Bang! We're gambling. Okay? I'm no longer a racist bigot. I'm not some edgy guy in a club having fun. I am gonna be spinning slots. All right? Let's fucking go. W's up in a fucking chat, long of love speech. We are gambling. All right? Instead of, you know, we could resist the slave mind, escape the matrix, but fuck that. Fuck that. Come on, man. Come on, man. And also in return, not only am I going to make $20 million a year, I can go on podcasts where they host Benjamin Netanyahu. Bang! Fuck yeah. So I'm compromising everything. I give up with all this blah, 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 escape, all this garbage. I mean, I really realize, man, like these singing a song in a club. Yeah, it's America. We got free speech, democracy. I didn't commit a crime. I didn't hurt anybody. But I did go to the club and listen to a song. And I enjoyed the song just a little too much. So I give up. No more trying to wake up and all that. That was fucking stupid, right? Yeah, and gambling, it's going to be great. You know, get ready to rot your brains. All right, you're going to watch me for 4 hours straight, hit myself in the fucking head while I make millions of dollars. Okay, my dopamine receptors are going to be fried. So are yours. Drain your bank accounts. Slam it all on Polymarket. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. And then I can also go on a podcast where they go and morally clown us for listening to a song. And then the next day, they're going to bring on a wanted war criminal who just committed genocide yesterday. Why?
In case you guys couldn't obviously tell, he's joking. He's making a point. He's making a point that you could gamble for 8 hours on stream. Nobody fucking bats an eye, you know? You could promote drugs. You could promote degeneracy. But you listen to a song in a club. You have a little too much fun with your friends. And all of a sudden, you're no longer welcome in a city. Could have just gambled, huh? Could have just gambled. You want to download that song? Let's go. It's a banger. It's a banger. Oh, Curious Joel, New York. Oh.
Guy 100 years ago, that was the worst thing. This genocide, not a problem, right? Hasbara, we get some money, we can bring it on, laugh, regulated. Why is social media regulated? McDonald's, Burger King, it's gonna be fucking great. And then all my friends who are backstabbing me, all my friends who smile in my face, they're gonna go behind my back and try to get me banned everywhere. Everywhere for going to the club and listening to a song. My friends. My so-called friends, because just what I'm promoting, it's not good anymore. So now I'm going to be friends with them again. I'm going to forget everything that happened. I'm going to move on. I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to squash beefs with everybody that would try to ruin my life, because I did listen to a song in the club. I'm guilty of listening to a song. Escape the Matrix.
So true. Is Clavicular talking about it?
That is not fucking
What is he doing?
What even is this shit? Hold on.
How long has he been live for? An hour?
What the fuck? You guys really expect me to fucking play these video games? These stupid fucking childish ass games? Yeah, you're cooked. I'm never doing gaming streams. Never in my entire life will I listen to chat. Alright, you know what we're gonna do though? We're gonna plan out this next week of streams so that never in a million years will I ever have to fucking desktop again. Because goddamn, I'm not doing this shit. On God, so
I thought he was big on the desktop streams.
I'm gonna let you boys plan with me.
Yeah, whatever. I thought he called the IRL shit Jester. What is this shit?
Fellas, I just want to say, all my fellas.
That's a good idea.
All my fellas. 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 I just want to say, all my fellas.
That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. Yeah. Isn't Ye cool with the moves now? Something like that. He apologized. He went up to which rabbi was that? He held hands with the rabbi and apologized. Which, you know, that sucks, but I think he did enough, frankly. You know, he made the song. You know, World War III, WW3 was also a banger. You know, DEFCON 3, remember that? Yeah. You know, but it's tough, man. You know, it's easy to criticize on when you're when you're outside the club looking in. But you know, they're really fucking with them, and he probably just wants to see his kids. So, yeah, Kim is evil though. Yeah, vehicular. Yeah, vehicular. Crazy. Michael Knowles grifted right away over the Miami cancellation of Sneeko and crew. What did he say on that specifically? I said he made a bold declaration he's not a Zionist. Wow. So brave. But did he say anything like specific about that? I mean, Michael Knowles doesn't quite have the most motion, so yeah, like bro, who cares? Wow, it took you till the big 26 to make this bold declaration. Wow, so brave. So brave. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what wasn't it? It was it Pizza Balla that put this out? Declaration that yeah, you can't be Zionist.
I have a question for you, Michael, and it's specifically regarding the topic of abortion. And if you let me expand upon this line of questioning, a couple questions. First one, do you think that abortion is morally comparable to something like the Holocaust, something that conservatives talk about a lot? Would you agree with that premise that abortion, in the case of Charlie Kirk,
Bro, look at Michael Knowles. He's like, how do I navigate this? He's like, shit. Ben's not going to be happy. I better watch myself. Look at the sheer panic on his face.
I have a question for you, Michael, and it's specifically regarding the topic of abortion. And
am I blocking it?
If you let me expand upon this line of questioning, a couple questions. First one, do you think that abortion is morally comparable to something like the Holocaust, something that conservatives talk about a lot? Would you agree with that premise that abortion, in the case of Charlie Kirk, he said it was 8 times worse than the Holocaust?
Look how stiff he is.
Or the amount of abortion that have occurred since Roe was legalized.
Yeah, I would say.
Do you say so?
Abortion is the killing of innocent human life intentionally.
And the Holocaust, as all genocides, entails the killing of innocent human life. And so in that way, yes, they're comparable.
Okay, so you think they're comparable. So do you think that, for example, political violence would be justified to stop the Holocaust? Let me give you an example right here. Let's say that I exist in Nazi Germany at the time.
Here we go.
I see that a Nazi is going to the concentration camp, and he is going to kill or put in the Zyklon B to gas a group of Jews. I think that he would be justified, or I would be justified rather, in killing that Nazi officer on his way to work. So if you think that abortion is really equivalent to the Holocaust, how do you feel about violence against abortion doctors? Is there anything actually wrong with that?
If I were there in Nazi Germany,
equivalent in your eyes to Nazis.
It's a very good question.
You wouldn't do fucking shit. Okay, let's start there. All these people saying, if I were Nazi Germany, I would have shot Hitler. You are a fucking pussy. You are a soft-faced pussy. You wouldn't have done shit. Let's be real. Let's just be real for a second. All these people saying, I would have done that. No, you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have, because you're bitch made. You are the kind of person you love to fantasize about it because you are a bitch. You are weak. That's why you're waiting for somebody else to do something. It's always somebody do something. No. Let's just start there. Let's just start there. But also, again, it's like, you know, the ends do not justify the means either. You know, like people that say that, oh, they would go and kill baby Hitler. It's like, well, you know, that's not really how time works. But, you know, like, how could somebody be guilty of something they haven't done yet? You know, that's fucking stupid. And that's not how we should look at morality. It's a very slippery slope, because then, you know, then you can kill people for things they haven't done that you think they're going to do. But then you say, but they declared. But then look at all these like trans people that are saying the conservatives and right wingers want to kill trans people. They've said as much. If they ran things, they would put you in a box and fucking throw the box into the middle of the ocean. Okay. So it's like this line of logic is retarded, and this guy needs to fucking look at his cortisol is off the fucking charts right now, man. Look at this fucking goober.
I think that a political revolution under certain circumstances could be justified. St. Thomas Aquinas explains this very well in the Summa Theologiae de Regno. However, I don't think that vigilante violence is justifiable in almost any case, not because of the justification of the actions that are at discussion, be it the Holocaust or mass abortion, 60 million babies being killed, but because of the downstream political effects that come from that, and because there is such a thing as a civil authority. So in the extreme case where revolution would be justified, there would still have to be order to be undertaken so that greater evils would not abound from an act that could be justified.
That. I understand that. But do you think that when the Holocaust happened, do you think that it would have been wrong for someone to kill a Nazi officer on his way to the concentration camp?
This is so contrived.
To gas a bunch of Jews. Would it have been wrong or not?
Well, in the case of the Holocaust, we're speaking specifically of war conditions. So you're in the midst of a massive war, both within Germany and throughout all of the world.
Engage with the question. If it,
I am
in
engaging
fact,
with the question.
If it in fact was the case, yes, it would be justified. My point here is rather that I don't really think that you think abortion.
Bro, how are you gonna get mocked by Michael Knowles? That's crazy.
Is morally equivalent to the Holocaust, or you're not believing that it would be justified for people to.
Michael Knowles knows he has to tiptoe. Like, but any base person would have just laughed at this fucking guy's face. Just laughed in his fucking face.
Kill abortion doctors.
I'm saying that different rules apply during times of war than during times of peace.
So if the president suddenly declared it was a time of war against women who get abortions, then suddenly it's justified for people to go out and
war
kill.
Against women.
Okay, fine, Michael. Very good. Against abortion, however you want to call it.
You could outlaw
then it would be justified?
That would be a war,
it's
though. A war is when belligerent parties fight each other for territory and for political control.
I think that Michael's evading the question because his line of reasoning. His line of reasoning.
Bro, this is such a retarded line of questioning, man. This is so contrived. This is so. It's like not even worth engaging in. Honestly, man, new rule for 2026. Don't listen to the opinion of a sub 5.
Leads to the conclusion that it is actually more reasonable to commit.
Disregard. Let me catch up here. Michael Knowles grifted right away. Oh, I read that already. Michael Knowles is the Timu Clayton Morris. Pizza Ball is slamming the prots and their Zio nonsense. W. Look, dude, with a name like Pizza Ball, how could you ever miss? Real talk. Zyklon B is a delousing agent, not poison. You're putting the narrative, you're supposed to nod and clap. Yeah, the whole Zyklon B, not enough Zyklon B, and the whole of like Europe to like fund that kind of operation. It's just, yeah. It's just one of the more like ridiculous things about the Holocaust narrative. We can talk about the wooden doors and all that, but look, ultimately, it's like I personally am at the point where I just say, look, it happened a long time ago in a different continent. There have been a lot of other genocides that have happened. Not good. It's not a pleasant thing that happened in history. Why are we fucking being browbeaten by it in the Big 26? How is it really relevant? You know, how are we guilty for something that we didn't commit, happened in a completely different place, different people, and frankly, America fought against Germany. So why are we being held accountable for the things that the country we fought against supposedly committed? How does that make any fucking sense? That's where I'm at. I think that's like the better. It's almost like the better strategy is just like indifference, you know? It's like to not really take it seriously. Not even to like even engage in like, because they have this severity about the topic that I just don't think is warranted, because I think it's like a more sound strategy to just like mock and belittle the whole thing, the whole fucking pearl clutching too soon. And I think Nick did a great job. I think he really nailed that when I'm talking about in his interview with Pierce, when Pierce tried to he tried to concern troll him about the Holocaust. How could you make jokes about this? Like, what, too soon? Like, yeah, like perfect, beautiful, S tier. I think that's like I think indifference is like the more effective path, because part of the problem with like some of there's evidence, you know, the Red Cross and all that, but it's like you're really engaging in the weeds and you're kind of sticking your neck out a little bit. You know, it's so you better be, if you're not like damn confident that you have all of the facts, and you are like a total autist and this is your thing. I think even then it's just like there's a time and place for that, and to like really get into the weeds like that, it's just not as effective as just, you know, kind of being flippant and indifferent about it, in my opinion. Definitely know the facts if you can, but yeah, the whole problem with like the Holocaust narrative right now, the crux of it is that it's like it is the reason why we can't say certain things, right? And you have to question why. Why? Not so much whether it happened or not, but like, why are we beholden to this one supposedly bad thing? I should say, let's just concede that. This one thing that happened in history, why are we held to that specific event that happened so long ago? Like in 100 years from now, are they going to still be crying about it? As if there aren't other people in the country too. As if 98% of the country isn't Jewish, you know?
Political violence.
No,
I
don't
seems like
think
he's
it
against
is.
that.
In
Even
most
during
circumstances, I don't think it
in
is.
most circumstances. So this is not comparable to the Holocaust.
It is
because
comparable to the Holocaust.
It's comparable.
It is comparable.
But
As I mentioned to you, in the respect of both of these things entailing the killing of innocent human life, it is comparable. In respect to the fact that one is in a polity during a time of peace and one is during a time of war, they're not comparable.
It's just not very.
So
optimal.
they're in different respects. You would address them differently.
What is wrong with that guy? What the fuck is wrong with that guy? He's like fucking tweaking, bro. Get a grip, man. WW2 fatigue at this point? Yeah, true. True, very true. Nobody has shot Zelensky, so none of these clowns would have shot Hitler either. Yeah, look. Well, I don't want to say that because somebody did take a shot at Trump. Somebody did kill Charlie Kirk, so yeah. I don't know. You know what? Now I think about it, maybe he's right. Maybe people are so fucked in the head right now. Maybe they actually would. They're all SSRI'd up. They're fucking plugged into the matrix. They're like detached from reality. I'll say this: no person of sound mind would have done shit. You know. Actually, now I think about it, I guess I'm wrong in that regard. I'll qualify that by saying like no normal person, no like reasonable moral person would do one of these fucking assassination attempts, because it's only these like absolute fucking schizoid freaks that are like mind raped and like porn addicts crooning out. The most like raped among us are the ones that are doing shit like that. So I'll say that. How about that? Maybe that's a better way to put it. But this pussy wouldn't do shit. I guarantee you, he's not doing shit. It's only the most like fucking zonked out people that are doing that kind of stuff. But man, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's changing. I'm gonna have to keep qualifying that, because you see all these fucked up liberals, you know, like Renee Good that tried to run over that ICE agent. But then again, I just qualified that by saying they're all fucking psychos and out of touch. And so I guess the point still stands. No, I'm just free thinking right now. Knowles doesn't know how to shut it down. After the peers interview, the event has been officially renamed Holly. True. My bad. The Holly. Me mom. Why is a 2% minority in the United States dictating what everyone else can say? Good question. The CIA and Mossad, well, it's, you know, spell check that, will take out a president, but the average Joe won't do it. I don't know, man. I think the average person, like, I shouldn't say average, but there are these fucking people. They are totally like, they have been mind raped for years by the media. They are on SSRIs. And they also probably have some kind of, you know, diagnosis like BPD or like anxiety or like chronic depression. They're fucked up in the head is what I'm trying to say. They're just like zombie. They're living in zombie land. Yeah, they would, I guess. So I guess in a roundabout way, I guess you could say it's the CIA. But there's like, so at that point they're like so far removed from it, you know, because in when we talk about like, let's get esoteric. When we talk about like MK Ultra and like, you know, Operation Mockingbird, what would be like the best way for the CIA to conduct an assassination? Let's just say hypothetically, other than to like be several degrees removed from it. So if your goal is to like get these fucking liberals weaponized against your political opposition, in this case, like normal right wingers, white people and Christians, conservatives, what better way to do that than like getting these fucking like retarded liberals that think that they're so fucking out of this world, out of touch in cuckoo land. They think they're like fighting Thanos. They're the Avengers. They're fighting Thanos. Donald Trump is Thanos, you know? Donald Trump is Hitler 2.0. Like, there's at that point, it's totally fucking hands off. When you see these deranged liberal rioters in Minnesota. But whenever you see like some of the more real, quote unquote, real assassination attempts, yeah, the feds aren't often far away. So many of these people that do these like heinous shootings or assassination attempts, like with Trump, are on some watch list. So it's all very suspect, and almost all of them are on some kind of SSRI. So that's like, so when you think about it, what better way to do that than just like make society dysfunctional and violent, and then just kind of give them a target, give them a vague target, and let the chips fall where they will. Or, you know, how's that phrase go? I'm tired. Anyway. Among Us. Whenever the CIA took everybody out, they got to find a patsy. Well, yeah, so imagine if let's just, this is hypothetical, but what better way to assassinate somebody than just to the point where you don't need like a quote unquote patsy, because they are the ones that killed them. Because they're like fucking like zombies, essentially. Like Tyler Robinson is like a perfect example. You know, he was like pruning out, bisexual, some kind of porn addict. I don't recall if he was on, I think he was on SSRIs, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So what better way to like have the shooter also be the patsy at the same time? Like, you know what I mean? I guess that technically makes him the patsy, but you know, it's not like Oswald and JFK, where, you know, there's evidence to suggest that there was more than one shooter. Think going live? Yes, sir. Nick's going live. Was blowing a dog whistle. Ooh, what did I miss? Yep. Good night, boys. Yeah, your free Mexican show is about to start in like 15 minutes. Yeah, don't forget to follow my Twitter. Hey, don't forget to like the stream, leave a comment, what you thought about what happened over the weekend. Yeah, I'll follow me on Twitter. I've been tweeting a bit over the weekend. Had this like back and forth with one of my mutuals. It was a friendly discussion, but I don't think he really understood what I was saying there. Or whatever. Follow my Twitter. Follow my Twitter. Yeah, Smelly's my #1 supporter on Twitter. He's always up in there, backing me up. Appreciate that. I love this edit. Another goated Red 5 edit. Oh, was it starting? What was that? That was weird. Where's Kumquat? I don't know. Maybe he got deported. I don't know. I don't know where he is. He's probably sleeping. He has a weird sleep schedule. I'll be live earlier tomorrow. I'm gonna shoot for 4:30 tomorrow. I'm trying to make that like my new start time, 4:30. Speaker called Iceland Kumquat. Crazy. There's evidence that James Earl Ray was the patsy. He didn't take Martin Luther King Jr. out. Actually, don't know a lot about that. Yeah, that just never quite interested me. MLK. But I don't know. I don't know about that one. Kumquat is how we say it in Louisiana. What the fuck? He was under the floorboards. Yeah, I drank a nice glass of milk and I pointed out to the ICE agents exactly where he was hiding. Man, I need some fucking sleep though. Holy shit, man. Today was a struggle, man. The bag seat with 5 cousins. No. No. Mijo, no. Brown clown. Did you guys watch that collab, by the way? Real quick. Dude, that collab, when they got to the fucking super chat segment, and that was fucking cracking up. When they were just laying into Sneeko, dude. Fuck those super chat. That super chat segment was goated. That super chat segment was fucking goated. Oh, it was so funny. Best part of that whole collab. Honestly. Yeah, Clab's IP. Yeah, Brown Clown is funny. Bro, even with just go. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. That whole segment was fucking awesome. Ah. Yeah, that whole segment was awesome. Rumble lagging? What the hell? What the heliante? Yeah, dude. If I were Brown and somebody called me Brown Clown, I would be pressed. I would be pressed. Straight up. Nick is discussing the Bears. Big show. We'll see what he has to say about Andrew Tate. You know, that's not good, man. That's why I'm saying, like, if Andrew Tate had to, like, come on, you didn't see this kind of shit coming. If you're not about that anymore, man, just sail off into the fucking sunset, bro. Just sail off. You got the money. If you're not about this anymore, just sail off. Like, if anything else, you hate to see it. But that is treacherous. Sell your friends out like that. Back when like Tristan was making a big deal, yeah, there's so few people you'll find in your life that are like real and like actually care about you. So true, Tristan. So true. You were speaking the truth and you didn't even realize it at the time. All right, boys. 07. What did Trump say today? You missed the press conference. He just some red meat for the bait about Somalians being dumb. There might be something that happens in Minnesota on Friday. We'll see. But anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, follow me on Twitter, and all my other socials in case I get banned or whatever. Yeah, go watch Nick. He's live now. 07, everyone. My heart goes out to you. God bless.